तत्प्रकाशांश तत्शक्ति कृष्ण चैतन्य संज्ञकम् संकर्षण कारणतो यशायि गर्भोदशायि च पयोभिषायि शेषश्च यस्यांश कलास नित्यानन्दाख्य राम शरणं ममास्तु। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण लीलामृत सार तार सत सत धार दस दीक बहे जहाते से चैतन्य लीला सरोवराख्याय मनोहंस चराहताते। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जयाद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जयाद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जयाद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna. So far we have completed 4 chapters in Adi Lila. We discussed about Guru Tattva and we discussed about Chaitanya Tattva. In the beginning, we discussed there are 4 Mangalacharan verses compiled by Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So in the first 5 verses, he has discussed about Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then in first 6 verses, then starting from text number 7, for next 5 verses, he is going to discuss about Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. So, chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. Balaram Haila Nitai. So, Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram. So, Prabhupada gives chapter summary. This chapter is chiefly devoted to describing the essential nature and glories of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Sri Krishna is the absolute personality of God, and his first expansion in a form for pastime is Sri Balaram. Beyond the limitation of this material world is the spiritual sky, Paramya, which has many spiritual planets, the supreme of which is called Krishna Loka. Krishna Loka, the abode of Krishna, has 3 divisions, which are known as Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokula. In that abode, the personality of Godhead expands himself into 4 plenary portions: Krishna, Balaram, Pradyumna, the transcendental Cupid, and Aniruddha. They are known as original quadruple forms. In Krishna Loka is a transcendental place known as Shwetadeepa or Vrindavan. Last time, Bhatia said, but Bhatia, in Krishna Loka is a transcendental place known as Shwetadeepa or Vrindavan. Below Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, are the Vaikuntha planets. On each Vaikuntha planet, a four-handed Narayana, expanded from the first quadruple manifestation, is present. The personality of Godhead, known as Sri Balaram in Krishna Loka, is the original Sankarsana, attracting deity. And from this Sankarsana expands another Sankarsana called Mahasankarsana, who resides in one of the Vaikuntha planets. By his internal potency, Mahasankarsana maintains the transcendental existence of all the planets in the spiritual sky, where all the living beings are eternally liberated souls. The influence of the material energy is conspicuous there by its absence. On those planets, the second quadruple manifestation is present. Outside of the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal manifestation of Sri Krishna, which is known as Brahmaloka. On the other side of Brahmaloka is the spiritual Karana Samudra or causal ocean. The material energy exists on the other side of the causal ocean without touching it. In the causal ocean is Mahavishnu, the original Purusha expansion from Sankarsana. Mahavishnu places his glance over the material energy, and by a reflection of his transcendental body, he amalgamates himself within the material elements. As the source of the material elements, the material energy is known as Pradhan, and as the source of the manifestations of the material energy, it is known as Maya. But material nature is inert in that she has no independent power to do anything. She is empowered to make the cosmic manifestation by the glance of Mahavishnu. Therefore, the material energy is not the original cause of the material manifestation. Rather, the transcendental glance of Mahavishnu, our material nature, produces that cosmic manifestation. Mahavishnu again enters every universe as a reservoir of all living entities. Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. From Garbhodakshayi Vishnu expands Kshudakshayi Vishnu, the super soul of every living entity. Garbhodakshayi Vishnu also has his own Vaikuntha planet in every universe, where he lives as the super soul or supreme controller of the universe. Garbhodakshayi Vishnu reclines in the midst of the watery portion of the universe and generates the first living creature of the universe, Brahma. The imaginary universal form is a partial manifestation of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. On the Vaikuntha planet, in every universe is an ocean of milk, and within that ocean is an island called Shwetadeepa, where Lord Vishnu lives. Therefore, This chapter describes two Svetadipas, one in the abode of Krishna and the other in the ocean of milk in every universe. The Svetadipa in the abode of Krishna is identical with Vrindavan Dham, which is the place where Krishna appears himself to display his loving pastimes. In the Svetadipa within every universe is a Shesha form of Godhead who serves Vishnu by assuming the form of his umbrella, sleepers, couch, pillows, garments, residence, sacred thread, throne, and so on. Lord Baldev Lord Baladev in Krishna Loka is Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, Nityananda Prabhu is the original Sankarsana and Mahashankarsana, and his expansions as the Purushas in the universes are plenary expansions of Nityananda Prabhu. In this chapter, the author has described the history of his leaving home for a personal pilgrimage to Vrindavan and his achieving all success there. In this description, it is revealed that the author's original paternal home and birthplace were in the district of Katwa, the village of Jhamatpur, which is near Naihati. Krishnadas Kaviraj's brother invited Sri Minketan Ramdas, a great devotee of Lord Nityananda, to his home, but a priest named Gunarnava Mishra did not receive him well, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother, not recognizing the glories of Lord Nityananda, also took sides with the priest. Therefore, Ramadas became sorry, broke his flute, and went away. This was a great disaster for the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. But on that very night, Lord Nityananda Prabhu himself graced Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in a dream and ordered him to leave on the next day for Vrindavan. So this is the chapter summary. So now we're going to start with text number 1. Bande Nantadhutaishwaryam Sri Chaitanya Sri Nityanandamishwaram Bande Nantadhutaishwaryam Sri Nityanandamishwaram Jasyechaya Tat Sarupam Agyenapi Nirupyate. Bande means Aham Bande. I offer my respectful obeisances. Who we want to offer respectful obeisances unto? Sriman Nityananda. Sri Nityananda. Who is Sriman Nityananda? Ishwaram. He is Ishwara. What kind of Ishwara? Who is this Nityananda Prabhu? To know more about him, that's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Anantadhuta Aishwaryam. Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, possesses opulence, is opulence, he possesses the opulence that is wonderful and unlimited. Ananta Adhuta Aishwarya. Therefore, because his opulences are wonderful and unlimited, therefore, it is beyond the explanation of anyone. Nobody can explain about the glories of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, Srila Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says, Jasya Ichchaya, by whose will means when Srimad Nityananda Prabhu desires that you become conversant with Srimad Nityananda Prabhu's glories, then only you will be able to describe it. Oh, even if I don't know Shastra, yes, you don't have to know Shastra. That's what he said. Agyenapi nirupyate. Agya means one who is not conversant with Vedic literature, who does not know Shastra. He can also explain the glory of Nityananda Prabhu when Srimad Nityananda Prabhu so desires from such a devotee. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. Jasyachaya tatswarupam agyenapi nirupyate. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. All glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ऐसा श्लोके कहिलो कृष्ण चैतन्य महिमा पंच श्लोके कहि नित्यानंद तत्व सीमा सर्ववतारी स्वयं भगवान तार द्वितीय देह श्री बलराम एक ही स्वरूप जो है भिन्न मात्र काय आद्य काय व्यूह कृष्ण लीला रसहाय श्री कृष्ण नवद्वीपे श्री चैतन्य चंद्र श्री बलराम संगे श्री नित्यानंद. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami said, "A short sloke kahilo Krishna Chaitanya Mahima." That means in first 6 verses he has described the glories of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Pancha Sloke Kahi Nitya Nanda Tattva Shiva. Now in 5 verses I shall describe the glory of Nityananda Krishna Chaitanya Mahima, the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Who is Sri Krishna Chaitanya? Radha Bhava Dyuti Sukulitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. He has come assuming the complexion and mood of Srimati Radharani. So he is Chaitanya. This is how we have described him. And also we have described him, we can understand from the writings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He describes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while he is describing the first principle of surrender, that is called Dainya, humility. He describes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nanda Sutta Jini Chaitanya Gosai Nija Nama Karidana Tarilo Jagat Tumi Ho Jaiya Loho Nija Paritrana. Nanda Sutajini Chaitanya Gosai Nija Nama Karida Tarilo Jagat. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Gosai, he is son of Nanda. Tarilo Jagat, this son of Nanda Maharaj, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Gosai, has saved the whole world. How? Nija Nama Karidana, by freely distributing the gift of his own holy name. You know, he came to give his holy name, right? That is the external region. We have discussed about it. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, "Oh my dear devotee, You want to practice utmost humility, then tumiyo jaya loho nija paritran. You approach him, go to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and receive your deliverance. That means the gurus in our organization, they actually guide the disciple in such a way that the disciple can ultimately attain the favor of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that therefore, Nika Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give this deliverance. Actually, in this age of Kali, most of us are conditioned souls. Very rare liberated souls are there. So therefore, we have to guide everybody to come and take shelter of Sriman Mahaprabhu to attain the perfection. Sarvavatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tahar Dvitiya Deho Sri Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. Krishna is supreme Lord. And Sarvavatar, he is the source of all incarnations. But Balaram is his Dvitiya Deha, second body. Krishna, he wants to accomplish some other objects. Or you can say, when he wants to perform pastimes to release different rasa in a different way, then he manifests another body. That is his second body. That is in form of Balaram. Therefore, according to Swarupa, there is no difference. But they have different body just to release the rasa. Therefore, Balaram, he has whitish complexion. Krishna has blackish complexion. Krishna is Shyama Sundar, right? And Balaram has white complexion. And then Krishna wears Pitambara. He is Pitambara Dhari. And Balaram wears Lila Varna Vastra, bluish dress. So there's a difference. But why he becomes Nityananda Prabhu? Because he wants to enjoy. The Supreme Personality of Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. Prabhupada gives a purport. Lord Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the primeval Lord, the original form of Godhead, and his first expansion is Sri Balaram. The personality of Godhead can expand himself in innumerable forms. The forms that have unlimited potency are called Shamsa, and forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called Vivinnacha. Text number 5. Ekoi Swarup Dohe Bhinna Matrakai Adyakaya Vyuha Krishna Lila Rasahai. These two are one and the same identity. That means they have same Swarup. Tattvata. According to Tattva, they have same identity. They differ only in form. Lord Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. So, Krishna appears as Balaram to be assisted with his pastimes. So beautiful. Who can help Krishna? Krishna can help himself because he is God. You cannot help Krishna. And you can help Krishna when Krishna desires you to help him. Means that Guru Shakti will enter by Krishna's mercy in you, then only you can assist Krishna. Balram is a Swamsa expansion of the Lord. Therefore, like Krishna is unlimited, Balram is also unlimited because he is Swamsa expansion. He is no less than Krishna. And therefore, there is no difference in potency between Krishna and Balram. The only difference is in their bodily structure. And the first expansion of Godhead, Balram, is the chief deity among the first quadruple forms. And he is the foremost assistant of Sri Krishna in his transcendental activities. We have seen before, Balram expands himself into throne, sitting place, bed, pillow, umbrella, even sacred thread. Why? This is how Balram serves Krishna. He assists Krishna in his pastimes. Everything is meant for Krishna's enjoyment. You see, Balram is serving Krishna for Krishna's satisfaction, Krishna's enjoyment. The Gopis in Vrindavan, the cowherd boys, Mother Yashoda, everybody is serving for the pleasure of Krishna. We, the conditioned souls, are only rebellious entities. We don't want to serve Krishna for his pleasure. You see, devotees who are engaged in serving Krishna for his pleasure, they enjoy as good as Krishna. Just like in the world, in this material world, if you serve your king, then when the king is traveling, you may be traveling with the same car also. Whatever food king is eating, you can also eat the same food. King is residing in the palace, is a big garden. You can also reside in the palace and also you can enjoy the garden. Right? Who is going to stop you? These people that don't understand this, they just unnecessarily become rebellious in the name of enjoyment. They don't know how to enjoy actually. Therefore, we need to teach this whole world. You want to become a better enjoyer? Just be the partner with the chief enjoyer, Krishna. That's all. Therefore, Balram is assisting him in his transcendental activities. You also help Krishna in his transcendental activities. You can also be happy in Krishna. Say Krishna Navadvipe Sri Chaitanya Chandra, say Balaram Sange Sri Nityananda. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvip as Lord Chaitanya and Balaram. Rajendra Nandan Jai Sachisuta Haila Sai Balaram Haila Nitai. This Balaram and Balaram appeared with him in as Lord Nityananda. Very interesting point. This Balaram, who is Balaram? Bala. He possesses excessive strength. Nobody can be stronger than Balaram. He possesses all strength. That's why he's Bala. And Rama, who gives happiness to everybody, who attracts everybody towards Krishna, is Balaram. Sankarsan, his name is Sankarsan, right? Why Sankarsan? Because actually he was first conceived in the womb of Devaki. Then later on by the, what do you say? By the transcendental surgical system, he was transported from the home of Devaki to the home of Rohini. Just imagine, our modern science cannot even think about it, right? Without cutting the womb of the mother, how can you take the baby out of the mother's womb. Okay, now modern scientists have become successful in cutting the womb of the mothers and bringing the baby out, but they have not learned it how to bring their boy or their child into the womb of another mother. And then again he will be born from in a natural way from that mother. Wow, such a such a high class science. That science is unknown to us, and still we are proud of our science. That's why he's Shankar's son. See, people who do not know, they just read mundane literature, they try to satisfy their whims, mental power. But if they read these descriptions in Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam, their inquisitiveness, their desire to learn more will be completely satisfied. So many wonderful things are described in Shastra, but people have no time. Everybody is busy and material education. Anyway, so this Nityananda, we're going to discuss about him in great detail. Sankar Sanahakaranto Yasai Garbho Dasai Chapayo Disai Sesascha Jasyam Sakala Sanityananda Kshirama Saranam Namastu. May Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Shankarsana, Sheshanaga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karna ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions, and the portions of his plenary portions. Purport. Sri Swarupadamodar Goswami has recorded this verse in his diary to offer his respectful obeisances to Lord Nityananda. This verse also appears as the seventh of the first 14 verses of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, this is talking about Sriman Nityananda, this verse. This is the seventh verse of the Mangalacharna prayer. Sankarsana and Karnatosai, Gardosai, Pavdisai, Sesa. These five forms. He appears in five forms, including himself is six, Balram. So in six ways, in six forms, by assuming six forms, he is engaged in serving Krishna. You have got only one body. How much can you serve? You can serve like him. Balaram Gosai Mool Sankarsan Pancharupa Dhari Karen Krishna Sevan Apane Karai Krishna Lila Rasahai Srishti Lila Karja Kare Dhari Charikai Srishyadika Sevatat Agyar Palan शेष रूपे करे कृष्णेर विविध सेवन सर्वरूपे आस्वादये कृष्ण सेवानंद श्री बलराम गौर संगे नित्यानंद. Sri Balram Gosai, Mool Sankarsana. Lord Balram is the original Sankarsana. He is Moola Sankarsana. Pancharupa Dhari Karen Krishna. He assumes five other forms to serve Lord Krishna. What are the five other forms? That is what is described in the previous verse. Sankarsana, Karana Sankarsana, then Karana Sai Vishnu, Godak Sai Vishnu, Kyodak Sai Vishnu, and Shesha. In these five forms, he serves Krishna. Apane Karena Krishna Lilar Sahai Srishti Lila Karja Kare Dhari Charikai. Himself helps in the pastimes of the Lord Krishna and he does the work of creation in 4 other forms. Sishyadika sevatat ajñāra palan शेष रूपे करे कृष्णेर विविधा सेवन. He executes the orders of Lord Krishna in the work of creation, and in the form of Lord Shesha, he serves Krishna in various ways. According to expert opinion, Balram as the chief of the original quadruple forms is also the original Sankarsana. Balram, the first expansion of Krishna, expands himself in 5 forms: Mahasankarsana, Karno, Karnabdisai, Garbho Dakasai, Shiro Dakasai, Shesha. These 5 plenary persons are responsible for both the spiritual and material cosmic manifestations. In these 5 forms, Lord Balram assists Lord Krishna in his activities. The first 4 of these forms are responsible for the cosmic manifestations, whereas Shesha is responsible for personal service to the Lord. Shesha is called Ananta or unlimited because he assists the personality of Godhead in his unlimited expansions by performing an unlimited variety of services. Sri Balram is the servitor Godhead who serves Lord Krishna in all affairs of existence and knowledge. Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is the same servitor Godhead, Balram, performs the same service to Lord Gauranga by constant association. So, in these verses, we are discussing how Baladev assists Krishna in his pastimes. This Srishti, creation is also a pastime of the Supreme Lord. And who is helping him? Balram is helping in form of Karanaksai Vishnu, Radaksai Vishnu, Sudaksai Vishnu. Sarvarupe Ashwadaye Krishna Shivananda Sei Balaram Gaurang Gaura Sange Nityananda. In all the forms, he tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. That same Balram is Lord Nityananda, the companion of Lord Gaurasundara. You see, we know Balram represents Guru Tattva. And what is the duty of the Guru? Here Balram is kind of showing us by his personal example. Guru is one who is a constant, who is a servant of the Supreme Lord. Just Prabhupada says, he is servitor Godhead. He is actually servant God. And here you see Balram, he is serving Krishna not only in one form, in 5 different forms. And in every form, as he serves Krishna, he enjoys. He derives satisfaction. That means service unto the personality of Godhead, whether the Guru is serving Krishna or the disciple is serving Krishna. Service unto the personality of Godhead should culminate in happiness. If there is no happiness, Sometimes our devotees, they serve together in a congregation in a temple and they quarrel, fight, and everything ends up in distress. This is where you should learn from Balram that he is serving not only in one form, in 5 different forms. That means how many entities he had to interact with. Have you ever seen Balram had picked up any conflict with anyone? Unless he is a demon, Balram will not. Okay? He is always helping, assisting everybody and enjoying his service. So similarly, we also have to learn from Balaram how we can come together to serve Krishna and enjoy the service, enjoy the bliss of serving Krishna. Hare Krishna. I will stop here today. Just meditate on this aspect. Any question or comment you have? What happened about this Mataji who used to come before? She is not coming nowadays.
Yeah, Radhakund Mataji, Prabhu. Radhakund Mataji.
Radhakund. Kahan gayi
wo? She's here, I don't know.
She's busy.
Yeah, might be Prabhu.
She's busy maybe. Okay, you can ask her. I was asking about Radhakund. Very nice name.
Yeah.
Radhakund.
Thank you for a wonderful class, Prabhu. Since always just starting, once the actual coverage goes to actual tattva and starts going deep, they will start having questions more. I think just giving an overview, making us ready for diving deep.
Yes. Initially, he is giving an overview, then he will give the detail. Because when you know the overview, it becomes easier for understanding the detail information.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful, concise explanations. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Pancha
Kalpatarubhyascha Krapasindubhya Patita
Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namaha.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class today.
Thank you for the class today.
We're looking forward to this for so long, so this is really nice.
Because you are coming, that's why we are getting the opportunity to discuss. If you don't come, then how can we discuss?
No, Prabhuji, we were like really looking forward to this. Thank you so much.
Very soon I may travel. So if I'm traveling, I have to, postpone the class because for a long time we did not go anywhere. First, I may go for 1 week, maybe. I will inform you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Will it be out of India or within India?